Yes, sir! It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Happy Monday! It's Michael Jimenez, your host, from 12 to 2. Here at halftime, we talk sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. I'm back from vacay. Was off on Friday, thanks to Rob and Jack for filling in. Hope everyone's having a good Monday, good start to the week. James Pledger is producing the show today. What's going on, James?
What's going on, Mike?
Dude, I tell you what, man. I am loving life right now. Absolutely loving life. I'm going to tell you why. I got off of social media. I have taken a break from social media, and a little bit later in this hour, we're going to go into that and my feelings behind that, because not only was it a vacation from work and from San Antonio, but it was also just unplugging, man, and just going off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was off the grid, I came back and I asked myself the question, well, what did I miss in the world of sports? Well, the Spurs scored 157 points and won a double overtime game. Lonnie Walker apparently with the greatest dunk of the year. The Spurs almost beat Miami without DeJounte Murray and sitting, some starters.
Jakob Poeltl and Keldon Johnson.
Yeah.
Only their top three scored. What is it about the Miami Heat? Because the Spurs like to rest their main players when they play the Heat in Miami. And if you remember, they did that with Duncan Old, Parker, Ginobili, Pat. Like, they sat out like 5 players and won that game in Miami against like the big 3 era.
It's because our young guys aren't old enough to go to nightclubs in Miami. Okay, they can't party it up in South Beach. But other things that happened: the top 6 teams in college basketball, men's college basketball, all lost within hours of each other. There's a big riser in the top 25 that just got released, and that team is from Texas. And no, it ain't the Longhorns. We have a lot to talk about today. Longhorns look okay, man. As long as the opponent scores less than 60, the Longhorns have a chance. We'll be talking about college basketball at 12:30. At 12:45, I love my wife like crazy. We went out of town because it was our 10-year wedding anniversary. But I embarrassed her this morning because I just bought a new truck, and I did something in the process that confused her, embarrassed her, but I think it's absolutely funny, and we'll get into that. There is a poll on that, so you can reach out to me at MikeESPNSA. Pledger is at IamPledger. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Feel free to search San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe, leave a comment or two. And also at 1 o'clock, Jerry Jones is finally talking about that bombshell story involving the cheerleaders that got paid off in that confidential settlement. And interesting to hear what he had to say about that. We'll get into that at 1 o'clock. Baseball's on the brink. Will there be a season? Will Jimenez care? We'll talk about that around 1:15. But again, halftime goes from 12 to 2. My name's Michael Jimenez. I am refreshed, baby. And let's talk about the San Antonio Spurs, who tonight will wrap up the rodeo road trip. And we'll wrap it up with a positive record, with a winning record when it comes to this road trip, because the Spurs have looked good, man. 4-2 since getting rid of Derek White. No, we're not going to have Derek White slander today, but it is true. The Spurs are 4-2 without him. And I like to think that they're 4-1 because one of the games that they lost, again, to the Heat was a laydown. Okay, no Keldon, no Jakob, no DeJounte Murray. They weren't trying to win that game. They were trying to rest in that game. So that being said, I'm taking a look at this right now. The Spurs right now, after this game, have 8 out of the next 9 games at home. And they are all winnable. Oh my God. The Spurs are actually going to do this. They're actually going to make that play-in tournament. If they stay healthy, they're going to do it. And another big if Lonnie Walker continues to play the way that he has been playing, that is the lead story with this team. Yes, DeJounte has a better backcourt mate when it comes to Devin Vassell in the starting lineup. But we need to talk a little bit more about Lonnie Walker. The last 5 games has averaged 20 points per game on 52% shooting and 41% from 3.
6th man of the year?
No, not even close.
Oh, okay.
That would be Patty Mills possibly, right? But Lonnie's looking good, man. And it's so funny because I was on my way to a casino the other night during the double OT game, and all of a sudden I hear people on Twitter. I just glance at Twitter. Again, I'm off of Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Facebook and Instagram and TikTok I'm off of for right now. But I sneaked over at Twitter because I have to keep track of
You have to
Spurs
get your
Twitter.
daily poll down.
Yes. At Mike ESPN SA, by the way. And everyone's like, oh my God, this dunk. It's the dunk of the year. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, he looks like he just came out of college. It was so effortless when he did that dunk down the baseline there. Man, he is looking good. And dare I say, I'm looking at all the free agents that are available this year in the offseason, and he's one of the best ones. So, pledge. I mean, are we going to keep our own guy? Is that what we're doing here? Reach out to us. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. Again, 656 ESPN. Speaking of the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines, we are giving away tickets to see Coheed and Cambria over in New Braunfels later on this summer.
Stop.
What?
I hate this because artists do it. Everybody does it. It is not in New Braunfels. There's
Whitewater
no way
Amphitheater.
that is in New Braunfels.
Okay, Whitewater Amphitheater has a New Braunfels address, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a P.O. box because it is in 78133, which is Canyon Lake. I know. I live there. That is not a New Braunfels address.
Okay, well, let's just say it is somewhere in either Guadalupe or Comal County. Don't know for sure.
Comal.
Okay, but it's out in the sticks. Okay, the wonderful sticks, because I love the Comal, the Canyon Lake area. But it's interesting because typically whenever we give away these tickets, it's like call a number or whatever, or have the best call. But my question is, who knows who Coheed and Cambria is? Like, what band is it? I know. I'm in the middle of a conversation here because it's a singular unit, right?
I mean, is it?
It's a band.
It's a band. A band is made up of multiple.
See,
so is it is or are?
I mean, Coheed and Cambria sounds like a cigar
Would
brand.
you say I don't do? Who are the? I want to find out who the Foo Fighters is or who the Foo Fighters are.
God, that's a great question. Reach out to us on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Answer this question, right?
It's English.
It's like the word family. Is it plural or is it singular? I always get that one confused. But I do know my difference between two, and two. Okay. And lose and loser and loose rather. God, I hate that. I hate grammatical errors, so I apologize for that. But again, if you like this band, we want to give you these tickets, but you have to call us at 656 ESPN and tell us about this band. What song do you like? Because apparently they are being described to us as like Rush, like an American version of Rush, but they have a pretty interesting look there. Coheed and Cambria, again, performing July 16th with special guest Gavin Dance, who I've heard of before, by the way. But again, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Again, let's talk about the Spurs. You know, as someone who was the mayor of Team Tank, the pilot, if you will, of Team Tank, it's weird. They got rid of half the team, and now I'm super excited about this team because I'm taking a look at it. The Trailblazers are losing. The Spurs are catching up. Now New Orleans has the 10th spot right now. Spurs are one game behind that. The Spurs have 3 first-round draft picks scheduled for this upcoming summer. There's lots to be excited about here. But more and more I look at it, the reason why I want the Spurs to make the play-in tournament is because I want them to play the Lakers. Wouldn't that be outstanding if the Spurs drew the Lakers in that play-in tournament and the Spurs took out LeBron James one more time? Just do it again. That would be so fitting. Because think about it, Spurs fans. If the Spurs had to go into Crypto Arena over there in LA with a beat up team that the Lakers have there, do you think the Spurs would actually win that game? Because I think that not only would they win that game, the Spurs would win that game going away. So I'm super excited about the prospects of the Spurs taking out LeBron James one more time.
I mean,
it's fitting.
It's A, fitting, and B, since the trade deadline after the first 2 games, if you remember correctly, I said exactly that the Spurs would not only make the play-in, but the playoffs, because the Lakers are plummeting towards the bottom as fast as they can. And they are easily beatable right now
The Lakers
by
are
a team like the Spurs.
The Lakers are a dumpster fire right now. Lost 7 of the last 10 games, last 2 in a row. They were booed off the court, their own home court yesterday. Right now, Spurs sitting at 24-37. Right now, New Orleans and Portland are 25-36, 1 game ahead of the Spurs. Spurs need to leapfrog both of those teams. So basically, I think if the Spurs play 500 ball the rest of the way, we'll be good. We should be good at that point. And at that point, let's make some noise, because right now in the 7 through 10 spot, you have Minnesota, the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Pelicans. Which of these teams is scary? None of them. None of them are scary. The Spurs could take out any one of those teams, home or away, preferably away, because the Spurs play better on the road, which is fantastic, man. The Spurs did really good in the rodeo road trip, and now Lonnie Walker is coming to form. Keldon Johnson seems to be healthy this time around. Last year, he kind of tailed off, seemed to get tired. But man, right now, the way the Spurs are playing, and DeJounte Murray, the way that he is out there attacking the court, attacking the ball, attacking the rim, I mean, this team finally has hope, and I'm so excited. What's up, Pledge?
I've got a question for you involving Lonnie, because he has been playing well since the trade deadline, extremely well. What do you think the market is obviously going to be good, but what do you think the price tag on Lonnie has now gone up to if he continues to play this way throughout the rest of the regular season and in towards the play-in and playoffs?
Now, he is a restricted free agent, which means that the Spurs can match whatever he gets on the market. And that's kind of a scary thing, because the Spurs have seen players in the past go out that they would have normally have kept. But it just takes one team to go out there and just, increase the price to the point where you just don't want to say yes to. Remember Boban? When Boban got that deal?
Mr. Marjanovic?
Yeah, he got that deal, and Pop told him, we know you like being here, but you got to take that money. And there's going to be a team out there that's going to offer Lonnie Walker some decent cash. If you had asked this question 2 weeks ago, Lonnie Walker was a $4.5 to $5 million guy. But right now, after the last couple of weeks, he's probably at about 10 to 12 million a year. I would say 3 for 36. And if he closes out the season the way that he has, he might be a 4 for 60. That's ridiculous. But it also shows that, A, there are not a lot of good players out there on the free agency market, and the ones that are available are restricted, so they can be kept. So right now, I take a look at Lonnie Walker, and I'm thinking to myself, who else fits this situation? If we can get this type of thing, because I've always said that Lonnie Walker is a 16-point per game player. Go back. I have the receipts. I have lots of tape from halftime the past several months where I've said, you put Lonnie Walker on a different team, he could average between 16 and 18 points per game, depending on the situation that he's in and depending on the number of minutes that he gets. Without Derek White there, he's a different player. They're asking him to do different things. He's more free out there. He's getting the ball with momentum because he's a downhill runner. Lonnie Walker looks like it is now going towards his strengths, as opposed to trying to get him to do things that don't come natural to him. It's playing towards his athleticism is what they're allowing him to do. And again, what is he doing? 20 points per game, 52% shooting, and 41% from three over the last 5 games. Where else are the Spurs going to get this type of production in free agency? And if they do get it, it's going to cost a lot of money.
I'll eat that, L. I wrote the book on him. I thought you've been inconsistent. That's been the book on you. You've continued to be inconsistent this year. I didn't know Derek White's departure would not only have as profound as an effect as it had on the starting unit, like I thought it was. I had no clue it'd have this kind of effect on Lonnie Walker.
And not only that, he's playing 28 to 30 minutes a game, which tells me this: the Spurs have not given up on him, and they're planning to re-sign him because, man, I mean, if they thought that he was out the door, they didn't want his services, he'd be playing 12 minutes. But because he's out there for 28 to 30, they're going to have to pay. They're going to have to pay. And you know what? It's probably going to be a good thing for the Spurs to do so. Cannot believe I'm saying that, because 2 weeks ago, I was off that ship, man. But we'll be talking more about the Spurs at the 1 o'clock hour. Again, the Spurs back in action tonight, 7 o'clock tip-off against the Memphis Grizzlies. DeJounte Murray versus Ja Morant. That's going to be fun. We'll talk more about the Spurs in the 1 o'clock hour, but ask and you shall receive. I asked, did anybody out there know who the band Coheed and Cambria are? I can't figure that out. Can anyone tell me who this band is? Because we have 2 sets of tickets to give away, and Rob is on line 1. Rob, I heard about 2 or 3 songs on the way to work today. Exactly. Tell me about this band.
Yeah, so they're a band from, I guess I want to say maybe the early 2000s in that whole like emo come up kind of phase, but they were more in the like heavier rock aspect of it towards like what they are now, almost like balladish. But honestly, what I compare them to is like if Iron Maiden and Queen had a baby, it's Coheed and Cambria.
Nice. Nice.
Cambria, not Cambria, like you're talking.
Cambria. Okay. That's exactly it. Because well, stay on line. Do you have his contact info?
Not yet.
Okay, we'll grab your contact info, Rob, because you're getting tickets to go watch Coheed and Cambria out at the amphitheater over in I don't know, Canyon Lake area. We'll call it that.
Thank you.
But it's funny because I was listening to the music on the way in on the drive. Pledger tagged me on Twitter saying that we're giving away these tickets, and I'm there going, who is this band? But it's interesting. It's a niche band, obviously. It's obviously a band that, just because, I went to go see a band earlier this year called Water Parks and a band called Femme, right? No one knows who those bands are, right? There's a handful of people who are really into them, and you get into it. And those are sometimes the best shows. But it's funny because Pledge sends me this photo of what this band looks like. And it reminds me of, what's that? They have the helmets on. What was that band from the 90s? That it'll come to mind during the commercial break. But it's just one of those things where I'm taking a look at it and I'm there going, these guys look very futuristic. I mean, it looks like people were reaching out to me on Twitter
Are you
saying,
talking about Daft Punk?
Yes, Daft Punk from the 90s. I mean, I wasn't gonna sing I wasn't gonna sing a Daft Punk song, but you knew where I was going with it.
I did.
I know, and you let me twist in the wind like a jerk, man. It's so funny because it came to mind. They have those helmets on like Daft Punk. And Daft Punk, who, by the way, people think that because Get Lucky was such a huge song earlier, like 5 or 6 years ago, that they are a new band. No, Daft Punk was from the 90s, man, had somehow had a hit 20 years later. But thanks, Pledge, for making me twist in the wind when it comes to that. But man, halftime again goes from 12 to 2, sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. And Pledge, here's the thing, man. I feel relaxed, man.
Why is that?
Because not only did I have a good vacation, wifey and I went to Seattle. I had never been to Seattle before. Had no desire to ever go to Seattle because didn't know much about it. And I told my wife, it was our 10-year wedding anniversary. I said, pick any city you want to go to, right? We've been to Vegas. We've been to New Orleans. We've been to Florida. We've been, New York, various places. And she just picked Seattle. And I was like, okay, we're going to Seattle. And it is one of the nicest places I've ever been to in my entire life. And I know people are going to come out and say, hey, well, isn't there a problem with this? And isn't there a problem with that? All cities have problems, San Antonio included. But it was clean. Everyone there was nice. And it was family friendly. Had a great time over there at Pike's Market. Went to the Museum of Pop Culture. Dude, they had a huge exhibit to Pearl Jam and a huge exhibit to Nirvana, which was amazing because you could not only see the instruments that they played, but also the cardigan that was worn in the unplugged concerts as well that Kurt Cobain wore. They had a bunch of Polaroids from their own personal photo albums and things like that. Just amazing. They also have a whole thing about Jimi Hendrix. You can see Jimi Hendrix handwritten notes where he's writing various songs. So beautiful, man. And the whole area was so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They had a horror area that was dedicated to horror movies.
Okay.
And they had a whole wing dedicated to fantasy, like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and things like that. And then you go off to the side, a Disney display of the live action stuff. Like, this is the costume that Whitney Houston wore in the live action version of whatever. And this is what Brandy wore. And it was so great, man. But I think the part that makes me relax, other than the fact that I had a great time in Seattle and that Alaska Airlines is amazing, which I had never flown before, was that I unplugged from social media.
Mm-hmm.
And I have visited Facebook to watch R&R in the morning this morning. But aside from that, I have not read anyone's posts. I have not checked to see what I'm tagged in. I have not been on Instagram, and I haven't been on TikTok in 4 days, and I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. Am I old now?
Yeah, you sound very much get off my lawn. I
No,
mean, this
no,
is
no, no, no.
it's nice. Like I went to Colorado and kind of didn't have a service where we were staying, and I got like 3-4 days to where I kind of got to unplug from my phone and work and emails and social media and all that stuff. So I
Yeah.
get like the release that you get from not being on it. You are aware that we are required to use these platforms because of work, right?
Right. Again, I have been on for work purposes only.
Okay.
I have not read anyone's posts. I'm not looking at anyone's photos, anyone's stories, anyone's reels, and I'm still on Twitter, okay? Because I love me some Twitter. But it's funny because I just didn't pick up my phone as much.
Mhm.
And even when I got home last night, I didn't really pick up my phone to do much of anything, which is weird because when I am on my phone, I'm now reading the news. I'm on ESPN.com. I'm on various sites like that. It's just I just stopped caring about social media. I don't know. It was just kind of an instantaneous link thing, and I just did not want to do it anymore. And I do it for work and for San Antonio Sports Star purposes because I love doing that and I love watching our shows and I love keeping up with Rob and with the Blitz and whatnot. But man, I think I'm gonna go a month or two without it, without making a post, without an Instagram post, without an Instagram reel, without a TikTok or viewing a TikTok. Man, the amount of time that I spent watching TikToks, what a waste of time. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun for a while, but I'm done.
I think this is the thing. We have to start capping a limit at TikTok. Like if you are scrolling just incessantly because you haven't found anything worthy of staying on your FYP,
Yeah.
then turn it off after 5 minutes and put it away because you're not going to continually keep scrolling and eventually find something. And that's at that point, TikTok has failed you, put it away. Instead, we scroll. Next thing you know, like an hour is gone.
Yeah. You go down a wormhole of things. And I just look at it and I think that a lot of relationships sometimes suffer because we're just looking at our phone the entire time. You know, it's one thing for me to call up a podcast and I'm driving, call up San Antonio Sports Star or Locked On Spurs while I'm driving. That's one thing, right? But you know, when I'm at home in bed with my wife, it's time to put away the phone. When we're out and about at dinner, it's time to put away the phone. And I've been criticized of that in the past of, hey man, you're on the phone way too much. But after unplugging for 4 days, Pledge, I don't miss it.
I'm sorry, what? I was texting.
That is James Pledger. He's on Twitter right now at I am Pledger. He's going to make fun of me at about 12:40 because
Again?
yes, because you know what? I'm going to make fun of you, Pledge, because you got here's the thing. I'm excited because I got a brand new truck.
Mm-hmm.
I show it to Pledge, and his reaction to it, priceless.
Seemed better.
Also,
I've heard better.
yeah, priceless and also mean, man. But we have more to come here on halftime. When we come back, the top 6 teams in college basketball all lose on the same day. Had never happened before. 7 out of the top 10 lost on Saturday. We'll get into that. And there's also a big riser in the AP top 25. And also, you know, earlier we talked about Derek White. What are the odds of him actually winning a title? Because there's an organization called 538 that kind of does the simulations, if you will. And they think Derek White has a really good chance this year. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Come on, you gloomy guy. There's no reason to be sad. The NFL isn't over. It's just starting.
Hey, listen up.
Try those eyes. Blow your nose and pay attention. There's tons of football on the way. Free agency, retirements, trades, the combine, the draft, OTAs, mini camps, injuries, training camp, and a whole lot more. Cheer up. There's a lot of NFL, and we're on top of all of it. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Zara's food truck is popping off.
Come on, guys, let's pick it up, all right?
But if she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
Carl quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm going to need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
To demonstrate the power of Cricket Nationwide 5G, we brought in this monster truck. And to tell you Cricket 5G is available on every plan at no extra charge, we brought in this fleet of monster trucks. Now that's power! Get powerful nationwide 5G on all plans at no extra charge. Plus a Cricket Dream 5G phone free when you switch. Tastes like power too. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Joel, I'm going to show you something that will revolutionize and streamline the way we do business.
No, thank you.
It's unlike anything you've seen before. I've just completed my online training for hypnosis.
Whatever.
Listen, my supersized supervisor. Hypnosis is used to free the mind and unlock amazing physical capabilities. And I can show you.
How about you hypnotize yourself back to work?
Close your eyes, Joel, and focus on my voice. You're getting sleepy. Very sleepy. Going deep. Deep.
Nigel, I think you just accidentally hypnotized yourself. Folks, don't let your home's AC, heating, or plumbing problems put you in a trance. Call Quarter Moon day or night. We'll immediately send a friendly tech to your home or office. They'll quickly diagnose and fix the issue, always at a fair price. Nigel, when I snap my fingers, you're going to wake up as a poodle.
Joel, can we go for a walk? Can we? How's my hair? Bark. Woof, woof.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number M13229 TACLA 000743445E.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
And Doug.
Check it out, Limu. A roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look! An emo wearing sunglasses!
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer? A big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data in unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Take a break from the hustle. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
And the Gales will just have to inbound, Dave, and this will be their second ever win over the number 1 team in the country. And that's it. St. Mary's 67, Gonzaga 57. Game over. It doesn't matter.
Michigan State has knocked off the Boilermakers. The 4th-ranked team in all the land, an all-time record crowd, sees the Bears knock off 5th-ranked Kansas tonight. 80-70 Bears on the Jayhawks.
Tennessee have upset the 3rd-ranked Auburn Tigers as Tennessee moves within a game of first place and the SEC championship race.
It's over in Boulder. Down goes number 2. Colorado with the win of the year as they take care of Arizona 79-63 as the students storm the court here in Boulder tonight. Buff Nation, it's party time in Boulder.
That is fantastic, ridiculous. Learfield Sports, thank you. Courtesy to you guys for all that sound over there. Top 6 teams in college basketball all lose. Gonzaga, Arizona, Auburn, Purdue, Kansas, and Kentucky all lose within hours of each other on Saturday. First time that has ever happened. Number 9, Texas Tech, also lost. So 7 of the top 9 lost. First time that had ever happened. But, it's crazy because March Madness is just around the corner. It's February 28th. March is tomorrow, which means the tournament starts in a couple of weeks or so. This is the exciting time of the year for college basketball fans. An exciting time of the year, Pledger, when it comes to gambling as well.
Oh, that's right. You tell me one of your favorite things to do every year is the opening weekend. Go hit a sports book in Vegas.
That's exactly it, man. We go over there. We get there the Wednesday before. I have some friends who get there early because they want to do that play-in game, the 10s against the 7s and whatnot.
We had a couple of play-ins make the Final Four last year.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's fun because you go over there and there's so many games going on and you have all these mid-majors that no one's ever heard of before, taking out the 4 and 5 seeds out there. I remember last time I was there, Liberty made a run and I was winning so much money on Liberty and I was doing the whole Liberty jingle from that commercial. I was just running around drunk in the casino screaming, Liberty, 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 with my winning tickets, baby.
Of course you were.
I never said I was cool, man, but I am a sports fan and I'm a gambler at heart. But no, March Madness is great. And it's so funny because people are taking a look at this and wanting to know, is there anything to read from this? The only thing that I read from this is that all of these teams are going to do exceptionally well in the tournament. Because one thing that I fear when it comes to tournament time is, man, they haven't lost in a while. They're due for a loss, but they can get this out of their system.
Oh, you're their due guy.
Yeah, I'm big time their due guy. And I would be worried about Gonzaga. Gonzaga going in there last week had every single number 1 position from all the ballots last week. That worries me if you're Gonzaga. Who did Gonzaga lose to? They lost to St. Mary's. St. Mary's is a team that they play every year. They're in the same conference, and St. Mary's plays them well. So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Especially at St. Mary's.
Yeah. I mean, that's not unheard of. Kansas lost to Baylor. Of course, Baylor's a great franchise, a great program.
Defending national champion.
Defending champion was also ranked in the top 10. So some of these were not unheard of, right? These weren't like ultra surprises. But it's one of those things where they all lost on the same day, which made it special. Looking at the new top 25, according to the Associated Press, right now, Gonzaga is still number 1. Again, you can hold on to number 1 when 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lose. It's amazing how that happens. Arizona State at number 2, but the big mover, going up 7 spots, the defending champion Baylor Bears, gone from 10 to 3. Essentially, they've gone from being a 3 fringe 2 seed into the driver's seat for a 1 spot in the tournament. Baylor with 4 first place ballots there. Duke has 11 first place ballots, but is somehow 4th behind Baylor. So again, it's Gonzaga, Arizona, Baylor, and Duke. Auburn is at 5. Kansas, Kentucky, Purdue, Providence, and Wisconsin round out the top 10. Texas Tech is at 12. Houston at 14. And the UT Longhorns drop 1 spot to 21.
Question for you, Mike.
What's up?
You just mentioned, rattled off the whole brand new top 25.
Yeah.
Who are your favorites going into the tournament right now after this wild weekend? Has it shaken what you believe can happen in the tournament?
The team that I like the most out of here, because I'm not a big fan of cheering for the favorites. The best win I ever had, Pledge, when it came to college basketball was back in 2003 when I bet $50 in December before everything got all crazy that Syracuse would win the national title because I liked this guy on there named Carmelo Anthony. That's how old I am. I bet on Carmelo Anthony's Syracuse team at 30-1 odds, and I hit that one, which was amazing. I'm a big fan of cheering for these teams that are 3 seeds, 4 seeds. Cheering for a 1 and 2 seed just doesn't do anything for me. Cheering for the Blue Buds
I
doesn't
didn't
do
say
anything for me.
cheering for.
But that I think could run the table. Both cheering for and could run the table. I'm looking at Texas Tech. I like watching Tech play, man. They do a fantastic job out there. They're exciting. They have fans that'll travel. I bet you they'll be making their way whenever tournament time comes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Texas Tech can do out there. Taking a look at Arkansas. Arkansas is a very interesting team. But then again, you and I have been watching certain teams out there because we were part of Team Tank, so therefore we were watching teams like Auburn for Jabari Smith. We were watching Gonzaga for Chet Holmgren, and we were watching Duke for Paolo Banchero. It's interesting because I take a look at those three teams, and those three teams may very well be part of the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be epic if the three biggest prospects in the NBA draft this year made it to the Final Four or the Elite Eight? That would be incredible. But chances are one of them is going to fall off, and that might hurt their draft stock. Paolo Banchero, it's fascinating watching him play because he can take over a game. And I watched Duke, and it's like he's invisible for about 20, 25 minutes of the game. And then for 10 or 15 minutes, he becomes a god on the court. And I don't know if it's because the way the defenses work in college basketball, whether that translates, because they're double and triple teaming him. They're playing zones against him to prevent him from getting the ball. So because of that, they take him out of the game, and that's not going to work in the NBA. But when he does finally get the ball, or they move him around so that he's not playing post up, when Paolo gets the ball and he has a full head of steam to go, he's unstoppable. Chet Holmgren, who I thought earlier in the year was going to be like the next Darko Milicic, like that's going to be the cautionary tale. And right now, oddly enough, I saw some mock drafts saying that Detroit would draft him, which would be so funny because those comparisons would happen. Chet Holmgren at 7 feet and probably weighs about $120. I don't know what he weighs, $150, $160. I don't know what it is, but the guy is a hieroglyphic on the basketball court. He is amazing, offensively and defensively. I saw this one website describe him as a cross between Dirk Nowitzki offensively and Marcus Camby defensively. That's a unicorn right there.
It is, but it's defense. It's not like Camby in a sense that he doesn't get down there and bang with you. He's very cognizant of how to use his length, and he is just very, very good with body position.
Chet Holmgren's 7 feet tall. He lets you go by. He will block you from behind like LeBron every time, and he doesn't foul you. I mean, and Gonzaga is a very disciplined program there. Jabari Smith, though, that is the one player where you look at and you think to yourself, that guy is a star. He is going to be an all-star in the future. I'm not saying he's going to be the best player in the league because I think that Chet Holmgren and Paolo Banchero probably have higher ceilings. But the highest floor rather, is Paolo Banchero, is Jabari Smith rather. Jabari Smith, he looks, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out who he reminds me of. Kind of Grant Hill-ish. He's just somebody who's just very fluid with the ball. It looks natural. Everything that he does, there's no herky-jerky motion like Chet Holmgren sometimes does. There's no start and stop like Paolo Banchero. He just looks very fluid. He looks like a Tracy McGrady was, like Grant Hill, just someone who's very comfortable being the distributor, very comfortable being the one who catches, and he can knock down threes. It's going to be a great draft this year. Spurs hold on to 3 first-round draft picks. Right now the Spurs are slotted at the 8th spot, right? And then you take a look at the other 2, they're probably in the 18 to 19 range. But you never know. Spurs could have those 2 in the teens might drop down to 16 or 17 when it's all said and done. That Boston one, though, might go off to the 30s because if you believe what 538 has to say. Now, for those who don't know, 538.com, they basically crunch numbers. That's what they do both in sports and in politics. And they were crunching numbers, and I was taking a look at their website this weekend. And right now they have, according to their algorithms, according to their math, the number 1 team that they have to win the NBA Finals this year is the Boston Celtics, who right now are on track to be 49-33 for the year. That's not normally a record that you would get for an NBA champion. But right now they have, as a chance of winning the finals, the Celtics at 18% chance. They have the Suns at 16%, the Nuggets at 13%, Bucks at 12%, Heat at 11%, and the 76ers at 10%, and then it drops off after that.
Here's the thing. With what you've seen since the trade deadline, how the Celtics have looked so completely different.
Right.
Would you be shocked if they made a run in the postseason.
No, I wouldn't be surprised because this is one of those trades that the Spurs made there where it is possible that there are two winners in a trade. It doesn't have to be where one team wins and one team loses. The Spurs got better because of the trade, and the Celtics got better because of the trade as well. And when you take a look at these algorithms, they're basically talking about how these teams can play if they maximize their potential. And they're looking at the Celtics and thinking to themselves, this team, if they get everything in order and all things fall into place, that all the pieces of the puzzle come together, that they're the most powerful team out there in the Eastern Conference, which is crazy because right now they're the 6th seed in the East, but they're 5 games behind the number 1 spot, which is currently held by the Miami Heat. The 76ers are looking good. I mean, the 76ers are looking really good. Right now, Joel Embiid is talking about saying that they're unstoppable. But, I mean, they're playing bad teams right now. They look unstoppable against bad teams. But look at how bunched up it is. In the Western Conference right now, the separation between number 1 and number 2, Phoenix and Golden State, is 6 games. That's separation between 1 and 2. In the East, the top 6 teams are separated by 5 games. The Heat are number 1. 1 game behind that is Chicago. 1 game behind that is Philadelphia. 1 game behind that is Cleveland. 1 game behind that is Milwaukee. 1 game behind that is the Celtics. Insane. And there can be moving around. So right now, the Celtics can be 6. Look again next week. They could be 3.
And here's the thing. If you look at it, is there a better twosome outside of Harden and Embiid or maybe Kyrie and Durant other than Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum?
Yeah. I was thinking about that because the Celtics roster right now is complete. It is finally complete. And the Celtics have been hoarding draft picks for so long. And it's amazing that they finally got something going because it took forever. We were like, dude, do something. Sam Presti's been doing that with Oklahoma City too, hoarding all these draft picks, but not doing much of anything with it. They finally did something, and they got a player that complemented everything that they're doing in Derek White. And I'm happy for Derek White. Again, 538 believes that the Boston Celtics, as of now, has the best chance of winning the NBA title compared to any team in the NBA.
And we both said it for most of the NBA season while the Celtics were struggling, trying to figure out what was wrong with them. We've both said this is a team that lacks a true point guard, a guard that can distribute the ball and get them into their sets. They finally have it, and it is paying impressive dividends as of right now.
Yeah, Celtics playing well with Derek White, Spurs playing well without him. That's just the way it is. It was a trade that was won by both teams. Hey, we got another hour and 15 minutes to go here at halftime. Sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. When we come back, we'll be talking about how I embarrassed my wife in purchasing a truck this weekend. I just drove it off the lot this morning. And also at 1 o'clock, we finally hear from Jerry Jones, who talks about that bombshell report, how the Cowboys paid off some cheerleaders after one of the team's senior execs was accused of spying on them, of peeping on them. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix. One was on TV.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
The Blitz, this afternoon at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
The San Antonio Spurs fell over the weekend 133-129 to the Miami Heat, although they were without 3 leading scorers in DeJounte Keldum and Jakob. Pop remains a game away from tying Don Nelson for all-time win marks in the NBA as the Spurs return to action tonight at 7 against the Memphis Grizzlies. San Antonio currently sits 1 game back of New Orleans and Portland for the 10th seed in the West. In college basketball, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns return to action after their 82-81 win over West Virginia this weekend. They face the 10th-ranked Baylor Bears. Tip-off between the Horns and Bears from Austin is set for 8 tonight, a game you can catch on San Antonio Sports Star. The 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders look to bounce back from a loss to TCU from over the weekend as they welcome Kansas State into Lubbock tonight for an 8 o'clock tip. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
According to NHTSA, one person is injured in a car accident every 2 minutes in Texas, and a new crash is reported every 56 seconds. If you were injured in a car crash, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious auto accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
My name is Tino, and I want to tell you about the Institute for Functional Health. I met Dr. Torres not long ago. I was overweight, my joints were inflamed, and I was in constant pain. I had visited doctors before, but lost all hope because the treatment options were all the same. Surgery or a bunch of prescribed medications I did not want to take. I called the Institute for Functional Health to set an appointment with Dr. Torres. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Torres changed my life. I've lost 30 pounds, have more energy than ever before, no pain, and my labs are perfect. Even my former doctors cannot believe it. I am now 61 and feel like I am 31 thanks to Dr. Torres and his staff. I feel incredible. The results were so good, my wife called the Institute for Functional Health. Dr. Torres has totally changed our lives.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. That's 468-1891 for the Institute for Functional Health.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass on my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the softener used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
I mean, I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to ask Rachel to marry me, and I need your help. Take these flashcards. I've got to learn these engagement ring terms. Quiz me.
Okay. Halo, vintage, channel set.
Those are all ringtones.
Ring styles. Now, how about this? SI2, HVVS, ESI1.
I got bingo?
No. Those are diamond grades. Okay. Table, crown, girdle.
What a queen wears to dinner.
OMG. No, those are all parts of the diamond. Okay, this one's easy. Baraggio, Tacori, Dossi.
I know this. Types of cheeses.
Dude, ring designers.
Guys, don't sweat it. Come to Diamonds Direct and let us teach you to buy like a dealer buys. We don't even let you look at a diamond until we give you a complete diamond education, including the inside secrets of the diamond business. At Diamonds Direct, we take the mystery out of the process and give you the expert guidance you need to make a smart decision.
Here, I made you new flashcards.
Garage, deck, windows, shrubs.
Welcome to married life.
Diamonds Direct at the shops at La Cantera across from Nordstrom.
And now, a man's thoughts on San Antonio Sports Star. What were you thinking?
That escalated quickly.
This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Your home for sports talk is right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
College basketball is on San Antonio Sports Star. Tonight, catch the 20th ranked Texas Longhorns take on the 10th ranked. Oh my God, these rankings are wrong.
Well, I wrote it this morning at like 5.
Okay, I believe that is the.
This just recently came out that they updated the rankings before the show started.
Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
3 and 21. There you go.
ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM on the go at sasportstar.com. James Pledge is telling me to read this, and it's all factually incorrect. It's the 21st ranked Texas Longhorns against your 3rd ranked defending champion Baylor Bears. Tip-off set for 8 o'clock. But it starts at 7:30 with pregame here on San Antonio Sports Star. Again, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. That is the turnover chain, Pledge. You have to turnover chain yourself because you gave me something to read that's not factual.
That's on you. You should pre-read something.
Oh my God. You gave me this like 5 minutes ago. Welcome back to the show. This is halftime, sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. You know, I came into the station today all relaxed and refreshed because I'm back from a little mini vacay. Wifey and I, 10-year anniversary we spent in Seattle. And then today I picked up my brand new truck. And I pull into the station and I say, hey, hey, Pledge, you come outside, open the door for me and come check this out. And he goes, why don't you have your key? I'm like, dude, I'm just telling you to come out because I want to show you my truck. And does he celebrate it? Does he say, hey, man, this is nice? Or, wow, that new car smell. No, he sits there and rains on my parade because he goes, wasn't this just like your other truck? What else did you say?
I was like, this is just like your other truck, only it's gray. It looks the exact same.
I traded in a 2019 Toyota Tundra that was red. I'm sorry, Toyota Tacoma that was red for a 2022 that is gray and all pimped out, man. It's black wheels. You know, it has
the red one had black wheels though, right?
No, it had like a silverish thing to it all. But this looks nicer, has a nicer interior. It has a stronger engine. I mean, the second I got on I-10, it was like, vroom, and I drove it off the lot.
I'm supposed to know that by looking at it?
Dude, I got super excited about it. But then Rudy J comes outside along with Rob Thompson, and they're like, oh my God, it's a brand new truck. And they gave me the exact praise that I was looking for, the exact type of thing, you know, the friendship they were showing. They were being really good friends. They got inside the truck, you know, they were checking out the wheels, they touched the truck. You know, Rob Thompson saying, oh, I love new car smell, and was all excited going, you know, moving the seats around, seeing if he would fit. He's a big dude, a tall guy. That's what I expected from you, Pledge. And instead you're like, dude, this is just like your other truck. Congratulations. Thanks, man. Is it because I outshined your shoes? I mean, your shoes were like, that was what you wanted to talk about today because you have brand new Jordan.
I did. And not only that, but during your social media purge, you didn't respond. You didn't respond when you got back on social media and into the group chat. You didn't respond in any way to any of my new shoot 'em. And instead, you walk in to one up my new shoot 'em.
Okay, first of all, to react to something on the WhatsApp, there needs to be within like a 2-hour time frame. If I'm jumping back on it and you posted something 10 hours before, do you really want me to post on there, hey man, nice shoes, I really, really like them, 10 hours later?
Yes.
No, man, that's not how that works.
I would like my flowers.
Statute of limitations
the
was
same
already
way
out.
you want your flowers, I want mine.
Okay. Well, I wanted to have like an attaboy, a congratulations from you. Got nothing of it, but thankfully, Thankfully, Rudy J and Rob Thompson were here to hang out and be good friends when it came to it all. But you know, the funny thing is that throughout this whole process, it took me about 4 business days to finalize this transaction simply because I was on vacation and they are closed on Sundays and things like that. And you talked with my wife on Friday. And she said that she was mortified when I bought the truck, because I used a coupon.
And to be fair, I agreed with her in the moment because that's embarrassing.
Is it embarrassing?
It's a little embarrassing.
Because I reached out to Twitter.
You saved like 67 cents on your car payment with it?
I reached out to Twitter and I put a poll out there this morning, and believe it or not, more than 100 people have voted. And 69% of people said, save that money, that no, it's not embarrassing. 3% called me a cheap ass, and you're one of the 3%. And the remaining 28% were like, wait, there's coupons to buy a truck?
Also, that falls to me too because I had no clue that there were card coupons.
Yeah, I did not know that was a thing either. But what ended up happening was my prior lender, which was Toyota, by the way, they sent me a coupon saying, "Hey, if you buy a new vehicle between now and April 4th, give this to the sales rep, and you get $750 off." Which, by the way, saved me almost $10 a month in my payments. That's $10 a month, baby. Come on. Gas prices are rising. I need to offset that crap.
You should have offset it with a non-truck that won't guzzle 13 miles to the gallon.
Dude, and people ask me, why do you get a truck, man? We know you. I'm like, dude, I go to Home Depot, man. That's for my Home Depot run. That is for my Costco run. I'm not hauling, lumber. I'm not pulling, I'm not towing a boat or anything like that. But I'm super excited I got that Toyota Tacoma. It is gray with black wheels. It looks nice. It looks sweet. I'm all about it. I took it by my wife's work after I picked it up today, and she was pretty impressed by it all. But man, the question is, can I keep that thing clean?
The question is, because your wife obviously finds it embarrassing, and I did it first too. But after some time to process what had happened and take into everything that I know about you, whether it's bringing your own cheese for a taco or the 37 sticks of deodorant that you came back from the Super Bowl with.
Free deodorant.
Like this is who you are. She should not be shocked by this.
Well, I think the whole process of they're saying it's going to cost this much. Do you agree with the price? And I'm like, yes. Oh, but wait, I have a coupon, and to two-hand push it forward and go, here, please apply that. And when the sales rep looks at me and says, who, by the way, is a family friend, I don't see these very often.
Well, here's the other thing. If you let them know up front that you have a coupon, they're going to try and build that into the price. So then when they take it off, they're not losing anything. By giving you the final price and then you presenting the coupon, you made sure you got it.
Veteran move, because again, I say it all the time. That's how they get you. That is how they get you. We have another hour of halftime to go on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, we have another set of tickets that we're going to give away in the 1 o'clock hour to what's the name of the company, the band?
Coheed and Cambria.
Coheed and Cambria. Again, if you know who they are, we want to give these tickets to fans. Okay, Coheed and Cambria. Again, it sounds like a cigar brand. We'll give away another set of that. But man, we need to get into Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones, the dude can have a microphone at any point, but he waited a while to give his reaction to the whole bombshell report that they paid off some cheerleaders. We'll get into that when we come back. And also, we'll dig into other things. My trip to Seattle, the Nirvana display, the Pearl Jam display. Amazing. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Roll home with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix.
So Reinagle's dog had ACL surgery today and now has to go through rehab.
I know, it's sad, right? The poor dog was hopping around on 3 legs. Okay, so it was sad. She's hopping around on 3 legs. So what am I supposed to amputate the leg?
Well, yeah, call it tripod.
The Blitz, weekday afternoons at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Warmer weather means more fun time outside, but it can also mean more bugs like fleas and ticks. So don't forget to help protect your pets with Frontline Plus for dogs and Frontline Plus for cats. It's easy to apply, kills fleas and ticks fast, and keeps working all month long. So you can enjoy the outdoors and your pets can get the protection they need. That's why Frontline is the #1 name in flea and tick protection. Trusted for over 20 years. Find out where to buy Frontline products at frontline.com today.
Did you know that doctors use Mucinex? That's right. Mucinex is the #1 OTC brand doctors trust for themselves and their families. When you have cough and chest congestion, you need a medicine that's effective and long-lasting. So with cold and flu season upon us, why would you use anything else? Mucinex 12-hour DM extended release bilayer tablets allow for immediate and extended release, relieving cough and chest congestion for 12 hours. Grab Mucinex and put yourself back in control. Use as directed.
If you're a guy over 30 and feeling frustrated about your health, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Are work and relationships getting you down? Do you feel a lack of energy and focus on the things that matter to you most? All men around age 30 have the potential for their testosterone levels to decline naturally. When that happens, life can feel out of control. If that's you, then it's time to rethink your health with Synergenics Testosterone Replacement Therapy. For more info and to schedule an appointment, head over to 800lowt.com today and get your life back.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Hi, it's Rick. I'm at the Smith home. Where's Donnie?
Leaves and autumn bookings pile up for Rick's gutter cleaning service.
He's out? Come on.
He needs help before his bottom line gets clogged.
Okay, well, what about Cristiano? We still got 6 houses today.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can really control your savings. Because when you drive less, you save more with pay per mile. So you're really in control of your savings, only paying for the miles you drive. Yeah, life is good when you're in the driver's seat. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Not available in every state. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
Hi, my name is Takia, and a little thing that I love about the Smokehouse barbecue bacon sandwich is when I take a bite, it's the perfect blend from the bacon to the cheese. It's perfection.
Hey, I'm Katora, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese is it kind of melts in your mouth, so you know it's creamy, cheesy, and delicious. This gooey mac makes me cheese every time.
Order dinner delivered on the Chick-fil-A app today. Delivery fee and other restrictions apply. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. We're on the go at SASportsStar.com. My name is Michael Jimenez, your host till 2 o'clock. James Pledger's producing this show. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Search San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe. Leave a comment or two, but at least be nice with those comments, because right now I am getting roasted because people are asking the question, did I buy my wife the Bronco?
Oh, they got memories.
What did you say in the break? They're like elephants. They have long memories of what I have to say. The answer is I have not bought her the Bronco yet. Okay.
So it's still a thing.
Yeah. Well, we got a phone call from the dealership saying, "Hey, the Bronco is ready to be sold. It's ready for you, sir." And I said, "Okay." And they said, "Come in and you need to buy it in the next 24 hours. And oh, by the way, no modifications can be made on it. And also, the price is more than we originally stated." So I went in there thinking it'd be a $58,000 vehicle, which is, super expensive for me anyway. But when it jumped up to 70, Couldn't do it. So we're gonna have to like redesign one for her. So it's not me being cheap. It's just the fact that we're not gonna use certain things that were on there. So we couldn't just like build it on our own. It's not like the Bronco is so far. Um, there's a long waiting list for it. I mean, you have to wait like 6 to 9 months to get the vehicle in. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to get one by the end of the year, but it's going to be a process. Welcome back to Halftime. We do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia here. Getting back from Seattle was amazing. Pledge, the Nirvana exhibit over there.
Ooh.
For someone who was 14, 15 years old when they became big, I mean, my wife, after a while, told me, she goes, "You can't read everything. Let's go. Let's go to the next exhibit." And I was like, "No, this is the only exhibit
Yeah.
that matters."
Yeah, that's one where I wonder. I don't need to read everything, but with Nirvana, I need to read everything.
Because when I heard there was an exhibit, I thought there'd be like a few things, like a couple of guitars or whatnot. But you walk into this room, and this is at the Museum of Pop. They call it Mopop in Seattle. You walk in there, and it's a huge room. It's a circular room. And in the middle, you have the drums that Dave Grohl would play. And then you go off to the side, and it gives like a chronological thing about the band, how they formed, original members, and then you can see actual demo tapes of what they did, of them performing, and posters and whatnot of performances that they had. But then you go into the mannequins, and the mannequins are wearing the cardigan that he wore in, the
Unplugged from New York.
MTV Unplugged, the guitars that he played and that Chris Novoselic played, and Dave Grohl and his drumsticks, and it goes on to how Courtney Love and Grohl and Novoselic and all them have donated their own personal possessions to the exhibit, where you see their family photos and private moments, and everything is so great because everything has a caption to it. And you can go, "Wow," and you're looking at Polaroid after Polaroid. This is them in Germany, this is them in France, and there's videos of interviews going on where you can hear their voice talking about what it was like to be a sensation, and they basically said, "We did not try to become mainstream, mainstream became us." Like we didn't walk that direction. It came to us, and it was lightning in a bottle. And it was so moving because, when Kurt Cobain died, that was probably the first time I had a celebrity death that really meant something to me. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm the biggest Nirvana fan in the world, though, Heart Shaped Box is my favorite Nirvana song. I love All Apologies, and obviously, all the classics, Teen Spirit and whatnot. But I had those CDs growing up. I had the In Utero CD. I had, you know, uh, these albums, and I was so excited to see it. And when you see when you see the cardigan, when you see these jackets and whatnot, it's like, my God, that was what they wore. Like that's what like the MTV Unplugged, which I've seen so many times in my lifetime. That was it. It came to life. And then you walk out of that exhibit, and right next to it is a Pearl Jam exhibit. And that's different because we still have Eddie Vedder. And it talks about it focused not on the band and all the glory and all the songs that they did. It focused on the charitable things that they've done for homeless people in the Seattle area. And it's so fascinating when you see all these posters of past concerts that are there. One of the weird concert ones that I saw was it was a poster. It says tonight. It was Soundgarden, Ice Cube, and Pearl Jam. Can you
Mhm.
imagine being at that concert in 1990 or 1989?
Would have loved to have been at that concert.
So much of what Pearl Jam did back in the day was with Soundgarden. And, I look back at our 90s musicians, from Lane Staley to Chris Cornell to Scott Weiland to, to the singer from Blind Melon, to all of these singers have all died. And I make this joke a lot that we need to have Eddie Vedder and Dave Grohl in bubble wrap because we can't lose them. Because if we were to do a nostalgic tour, there's not a lot of bands left out there. I mean, we still have Red Hot Chili Peppers still doing their thing. We still have Alice in Chains. I'm not Alice in Chains. Jane's Addiction, rather. Smashing Pumpkins is still around. and they're still performing. But Pearl Jam is probably of our generation the best band that's still around. And to me, they're on my Mount Rushmore of greatest bands of my lifetime. And so going to the Museum of Pop Culture was so fascinating because then there was more than that. I mean, there was, there was tributes to horror movies and to Disney and to there was so much for everything. They have an exhibit, like a sculpture that's probably about 30 feet tall, and it's made up of 700 electric guitars and ukuleles and
Like famous ones from people that played shows, or just in
some
general?
of them may be part of it. I saw one that said Stone Temple Pilots on it, so I'm assuming that that was one, but it's 700 that are lined up like a kinda like a flower, up to the top, and there's other instruments in there. I saw a couple of French horns, saw some keyboards, but most of it are guitars. And you walk around that museum, and there's, "Hey, look, this is Buddy Holly's guitar. This is" and photos of him performing with that guitar. And you go into the Jimi Hendrix exhibit, and you have handwritten lyrics. Obviously, he's trying to figure out what he wants to say, and then you see him scratch out a word and then add another word, and they're all framed, and they have, like, the boards that were used to record the music. What a man, Mopop was amazing, and on top of that, they have a stage there where they have performances there, and they have local underground bands go over there and perform, and it's just a fascinating place to be. But man, Seattle, my wife and I are going back this summer.
Did you catch a fish?
Did not, but I was standing by the people who were doing that, and gonna be honest with you, a little bit afraid of fish, okay? I mean, I don't like seafood, I just don't like the texture of a fish, so for them to be throwing a 10-pound fish my way, I probably wouldn't catch it. I'd probably be staring into the eyes and the mouth and whatnot and freak out about it, but, I saw where they were doing it, and it was fun. I was watching other people do it, but, nah, man, it wasn't gonna be for me. I would've dropped it, and it would've been on video, and you all would've made fun of me and all that stuff, but,
That's why you should have done it.
no.
Content, baby.
Content. No, but going up and down the market was amazing. The Asian food over there, incredible. So, and it's funny because I never thought Seattle would be a place that I would enjoy. I didn't know much about it other than underground music.
That's true, because you openly stated on this show that you were not excited about this trip.
I would go on to say that that's probably my favorite place that I've visited in the US maybe ever.
See?
It's crazy. It's crazy, and then they have the casinos out there. My wife, we went out there for our 10-year wedding anniversary. We had a nice steakhouse. We had this Wagyu platter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Wagyu platter, and it had a 6-ounce Japanese Wagyu, a 6-ounce American, and a 6-ounce Australian, and they sliced it up for you, and you had the baked potatoes and all that stuff. It was great. Spent a lot of money there, had a lot of drinks there. We leave that restaurant, which is at a casino, and we only have a few hours to be there because we took a shuttle out there, and my wife won.
Wait, they have casinos there?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Okay.
But
I
they're all
didn't know gambling was legal in
they're
Seattle.
they're all not in the city limits. They're all within 30 to 45 minutes outside of it. So they have shuttles that take you to and from. They're all Indian reservations.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
so it's like Kashada.
No, this is more like Kashada. Yes. I thought you were thinking Kickapoo.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing, right?
No,
Isn't
no.
that an Indian casino?
It is, but Kickapoo is tragically awful. It is. It is not.
Tell me how you really feel.
It is not fun over there. Okay.
The segment brought to you by.
I know. I hope so. Yeah. We welcome a sponsorship. Like, change my mind. They have a nice poker room that I've won at in the past. No, but this is a very nice casino. I mean, it is not like Vegas Strip where it's all ritzy, but it's really nice. And they had all the different games there.
Clean and
well, it's weird because in Texas or in San Antonio, at least, there's no smoke anymore. We go to bars right now, we go to a club, there's no more smoking. And it's weird going to an area where they do allow it and people still smoke cigarettes over there. And so that's the one thing that was weird was that I was like, man, there's a smoking section, non-smoking section. But played Pike Out, played blackjack, played some craps, had a good run at craps. But my wife won $1,200 playing slots all within 10 minutes. She bailed. She's like, I'm done playing. I won my $1,200. We're done.
Nice.
It paid for the trip for the most part. So it was good times. But Seattle, man, what a town. Going to go back this summer, may hang out there for a few days and then drive up to Vancouver.
I'm going to keep this because this is what I do. I keep you honest in life. So next time you're viscerally mad or upset about a trip that you've never been somewhere before, and you're like, man, I don't even want to go, I'm going to be like, remember Seattle?
Exactly. Exactly.
Keep an open mind. It could be the greatest trip of your life.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Seattle is way, way up there. And Alaska Airlines, man, I don't care. I can't take my wife on another airline ever again.
What?
It was amazing.
It was that good?
And I joked about paying extra for the 4 extra inches of room. It came, man. Did the casino accept coupons? All right, Boteo Franklin on Facebook. Thank you for that. Which is funny because, I'm going out there and we're doing $8.80 every pull of the slot machine,
Oh, because you had a 40-cent coupon?
No, well, the thing is that, if you want to win, you got to max bet, baby. You can't be sitting there playing the penny slots and doing only 40 cents at a time. You got to, it's an investment, babe.
So do you have a new sports love?
Yes, the Kraken. I am now a card-carrying member of the Kraken fan club. I bought my first Kraken t-shirt.
Where they play again?
They play at Pledge Arena in Seattle.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing I did, I bought a Seattle Supersonics t-shirt while I was there.
They still have those.
Yeah, and I was so mad because I wanted the green one. It was like green with the classic logo.
Yeah,
they
the
didn't
green and gold.
Yeah. They didn't have it in my size, so I got a black one that had the logo on there. It's not as classy or classic as the other one. It's still vintage, but it's not as vintage as the old green one.
Speaking of which, remember when we went to the mall?
Yeah.
And we went into it was either Champs or
they had the Sean Kemp.
They had the Sean Kemp retro old school Supersonics jersey we love.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Man, I absolutely love Seattle. Great time. I'll be back sometime in July or August. But welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. We talk sports, pop culture, nostalgia. Got a little bit nostalgic there talking about Pearl Jam and about Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dig deep a little bit later. Did you know that there is a video, not a video game, but a word game, if you will, that is named after a current Spur player? For those of you who know what Wordle is, which is a very, very popular word game.
Yeah, I know you keep spamming me on my social medias with it.
There is a sports version of it all called Purtle, and they named it after Jakob, which was amazing because I showed it to Rob Thompson a little while ago, and he was all about it. We're going to get into that in about 15 minutes.
You're going to have to explain this to me because I don't understand because I don't play Wordle.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the concept of Purtle.
During the break, I have to show you how Wordle works, and then you'll understand how Purtle works.
Okay.
Okay, because you kind of got Purtle first without knowing what Wordle is, and it's a fascinating game. Both of them are fascinating games. I mean, I'm addicted to both now.
This feels like something I would be watching on like the Game Show Network.
Yeah, it would be. It would have to be like on ESPN. Remember when they had like Stump the Swami or whatever that guy.
Stump the Schwab.
Schwab, yeah. But hey, it's funny. Let's get back into sports or sports related type stuff. Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he's the kind of guy who can get a microphone in his face at any point. If he wants to be on the radio right now, he will get on the radio. If he wants to be on TV, they'll give him that access. So it was kind of strange when this whole bombshell report came out where it is revealed by ESPN that the Dallas Cowboys paid $2.4 million to a group of cheerleaders because an exec for the Dallas Cowboys was accused of spying on them, on peeping on them while they were undressing during a Dallas Cowboys event, a team event. ESPN revealed that this was a gentleman who had been accused of other things in the past. And Jerry Jones took his time because we thought, hey, if he wants to talk about Dak Prescott, he can get in front of a microphone at any point. But he took a while this time. But finally, he's addressing the allegations and he's addressing the payout.
Well, first of all, the cheerleaders are an iconic, a vital part of what our organization is, the Dallas Cowboys. And so we took these allegations very seriously. And we immediately began a look-see, an investigation into the situation. I can assure you that had we found that it need be, there would have been firings or there would have been suspicion. As it turns out, in the best interest of our cheerleaders, in the best interest of the organization, in the best interest of our fans, what we decided to do was show the cheerleaders how seriously we took these allegations. And we wanted them to know that we were real serious. And so the settlement was the way to go.
Memo to Jerry Jones. If you're referring to an investigation involving peeping on cheerleaders, don't call it a look-see. I mean, he said a look-see, dude. You and I looked at each other and started laughing because this is a serious topic, and he used that phraseology for it all, man. A look-see? We did a look-see? Dude, the person who was accused of this, Rich Dalrymple, a former Dallas Cowboys vice president, he was accused of doing a look-see, an illegal one. That's what a look-see is. Okay? Maybe use the phrase serious investigation. We turned over every stone. We should have done that. But instead, he called it a look-see. But that's Jerry Jones for you. But again, Rich Dalrymple was the person who was accused, and he has basically denied every single allegation. And he, lo and behold, retired this past February, a few weeks ago. Kind of surprised everybody with that retirement. But man, it's a bad look. It's one of those things where, will this have legs or not? I believe that it does. 4 cheerleaders were the ones who cashed out. They both got, or all 4 of them got just under $400,000 each as part of this settlement. Their spouses had to sign non-disclosure agreements. The cheerleaders themselves signed non-disclosure agreements, but ESPN got a copy of the agreement and ran with it. Hey, a couple other topics to talk about here in sports. Derek Jeter, apparently he needs a new job.
Oh, that's right. You love baseball. I forgot about this.
Yeah, but these are fun topics. Derek Jeter is no longer the Marlins CEO and shareholder. So he has sold all 4% of his equity stake in the team, stepping down. You know what? Maybe that means he's going to use that time and money to buy more gift baskets, hang out with the ladies. I don't know what's up with Derek Jeter these days.
Isn't he married?
Is he? And would that stop him? Come on. This Derek Jeter, man.
I mean, he's got an all-time starting 9. He could field a baseball team.
Murderer's row. I mean, we've talked about if we could be any athlete in his prime at any point, wouldn't it be Derek Jeter because of who he was? He was New York. I mean, the ladies loved him. The fans loved him. The media loved him. No, but Derek Jeter went out there and was trying to turn around the Miami Marlins franchise, and it's kind of hard to turn around a team that doesn't spend money. But speaking of spending money, that's apparently what the owners don't want to do in Major League Baseball, because there is a lockout going on. And if it is not resolved by today, we are getting word that there will be some games, some regular season games missed this season, to the point where the owners are now saying that now a month might be missed because they are so far apart. Again, there's concerns about there being a de facto or kind of a quasi salary cap that's been implemented that the players don't like. The players want to have higher minimum salaries. They want to have more access to some of the revenue that's going on. And they're basically saying, the players are saying, hey, we're getting paid a little bit less every year. Meantime, baseball owners are getting more and more revenue. So the players want to have an equal share, if you will. It's kind of a weird thing, man, because normally I'm on the side of players, but the baseball players make a lot of money compared to NBA and NFL players.
They have the best of the collective bargaining agreements in terms of who it favors. Baseball players, they've won. They are far above what NBA and especially NFL. NFL comes at dead last when you talk about who has the most power in the league. I think baseball their players have the most power in the league.
And I get it. The baseball players don't want to cede any of the territory that they have. And I understand the owners want to get back some of what they gave up back in the past. But can I say this, man? I'm super excited about this lockout. Super excited. I mean, Major League Baseball was my favorite growing up, man. I mean, I was a Houston Oilers fan
What
growing
did
up.
this to you?
You know, the Texas Rangers being one strike away from being World Series champion.
Really?
Yeah, man. At that point, that was the nail in the coffin for me when it came to baseball. I just don't like Major League Baseball anymore. I love going to the games.
Because you were so close. So if the New Orleans,
beyond that.
if the New Orleans Saints were on the 1 yard line and threw an interception that lost the game with 2 seconds left, would you just stop following football because of it?
Oh, you're referring to Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks did that, right? No, it's beyond that, man. It's the fact that baseball does not have a salary cap. It's the fact that there are teams that outspend other teams by 2 or 3 times, man. That's the problem that I have. It's not a competitive thing. Back in the 90s, when it came to the NFL, the Niners and the Cowboys outspent everybody. And who won the Super Bowls those years? The Cowboys and the Niners. No kidding. They were spending the most amount of money. It wasn't because there was great coaching or because of trades. I mean, the Herschel Walker trade did help the Cowboys in the early 90s. That you cannot deny that.
I was about to say.
But they rounded it off with free agents. They took away Deion Sanders. There was Charles Haley that they pried away and stuff like that because it was an arms race. It was an arms race between the Niners and the Cowboys, and they won the titles in the 90s. And then guess what happened? A salary cap was unveiled in 95, 96. And that was the last year the Cowboys won a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't done anything since. But that's the thing. It's a competitive balance in the NFL. It's a competitive balance in the NBA for the most part. It should be that way in baseball, but it never is. That's why you go into these games knowing it's like watching SEC football, man. You know Alabama's going to be there. You know Georgia's going to be there. Major League Baseball has no, and then these teams like the Kansas City Royals of the world, these small market teams, the Brewers and whatnot, they develop a really good player, and those players bail for New York every single time. It's annoying. There's no reason to watch Major League Baseball because there's no competitive balance. So if there's a lockout, great. To quote the movie Airplane, I say let them crash.
Surprised you've seen that.
Love Airplane. And you know what? If there's no baseball, that means I don't have to talk about it during the summer, which means I could have
you were gonna anyway.
I could have movie reviews on Wednesdays and on Thursdays. By the way, Wednesday's movie review is going to be T2. And when I was at the Museum of Pop Culture, they had the costumes from Terminator 2 there.
Nice.
So I have photos
Spoiler.
of it. Yeah. So yeah, it's spoiler for me. I don't know what they look like. But hey, when we come back, I was telling Pledge about the game Wordle, and I introduced to him and to Rob Thompson a new game called Purtle. And it's named after Jakob Poeltl, center for the San Antonio Spurs. And it's just like Wordle, but it has a sports twist to it. And I'll tell you this much, you need to be a big NBA fan to win at this game. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM.
The Super Bowl is over, and you're thinking, crap, I gotta wait until September for more NFL.
Let's keep it going.
Au contraire, my friend. There's football out the squeaker, free agency, retirements, trades, the combine, the draft, OTAs, mini camps, holdouts, arrest, injuries, training camp, and more. Football's not over. It's just starting. Stay connected on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If I'm going to work from my home office, I need my home office to work for me.
It's possible at Staples.
To be most productive, my home office needs to have everything my office has.
Also possible because your local Staples store has the tools, tech, and furniture you need to get work done from home. And right now, you can save up to $100 on select chairs to put the finishing touch on your home office. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 3/5. In-store only while supplies last.
According to NHTSA, in 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed in crashes involving large trucks in the U.S. Semi-trucks, which weigh 20 to 30 times as much as passenger cars, can cause severe injuries in the event of a wreck. If you were injured in an 18-wheeler accident, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious trucking cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
My name is Tino, and I want to tell you about the Institute for Functional Health. I met Dr. Torres not long ago. I was overweight, my joints were inflamed, and I was in constant pain. I had visited doctors before, but lost all hope because the treatment options were all the same. Surgery or a bunch of prescribed medications I did not want to take. I called the Institute for Functional Health to set an appointment with Dr. Torres. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Torres changed my life. I've lost 30 pounds, have more energy than ever before, no pain, and my labs are perfect. Even my former doctors cannot believe it. I am now 61 and feel like I am 31 thanks to Dr. Torres and his staff. I feel incredible. The results were so good, my wife called the Institute for Functional Health. Dr. Torres has totally changed our lives.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. That's 468-1891 for the Institute for Functional Health.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. And the hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway. And neither should your roofer. Your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They are reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate at 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
It's halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
All week long, listen to Halftime for your chance to see Coheed and Cambria at the Whitewater Amphitheater. Special guest Dance Gavin Dance. This is taking place Saturday, July 16th. Again, stay tuned to San Antonio Sports Star all week long for your chance to win. In fact, if you are a fan and you have to prove that you're a fan, give us a call right now at the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656-ESPN. 656-ESPN. Again, we don't want to give away these tickets to just anybody. If you are a fan of the band, again, Coheed and Cambria. There you go. They were described again as kind of like a Rush, Iron Maiden type of band from the 90s and early 2000s. I got to listen to him on the way into the station. Yeah, I mean, it was eclectic. They look like Daft Punk a little bit, but if you're a big fan, call into 656-ESPN. We'll get you a pair of tickets here. First person to call in and prove to us on air that you are, in fact, a fan. Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. We talk sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. You know, the big game that people play right now. Remember back in the day, it was like, hey, you want to play Words with Friends? Do you want to play Solitaire? Do you want to play any of these games on your phone? Those were the big games back in the day. Candy Crush and things like that. I know Rob Thompson's a huge Candy Crush kind of guy. But the game Wordle over the past few months has taken off big time. Now, Wordle is a game that you basically have to guess what the winning word is by guessing letters, right? So you put a 5-letter word out there. Let's say you want to put the word blame out there, and that's BLAME. And you submit that word in, and it's going to tell you whether any of those letters are involved, right? It lights up yellow if the letter is in there. It lights up green if that letter is in the correct spot. So if you did the word blame and E is in green, that means the last letter is in the correct spot. And you have like 6 chances to try to figure out what the word is. It's process of elimination in your mind, if you will. Now, of course, there's going to be companies out there, there's going to be games out there that are going to try to mimic this. And the great thing is that the mimic that was done for Wordle is called Purtle. And it's named after Jakob Purtle of the San Antonio Spurs. Again, it rhymes. It's great. Wordle, Purtle. But it works the same way. And Pledge, when I talked to you about Purtle and I showed it to Rob Thompson, he was fascinated by it. So you can Google Purtle, a Purtle word game, and you can play it yourself. But basically, it works the same way where you guess a player's name. Okay, so you have 8 chances to guess who the player is. So if you go in there and say DeJounte Murray, it'll tell you whether or not that you have the right conference, if you have the right position, if you have the right jersey number, if you have the right height, years of experience, age, or whatnot. And then you kind of do process of elimination, because if it doesn't light up green for Western Conference and it's gray, that means that you know that it's an Eastern Conference player, and you kind of just make your way around it. I was doing one the other day, Pledge, where the answer was Jaylen Brown. And it's just one of those things where you're kind of going all around trying to figure out who is the Purtle of the day. But Pledge, when you saw Purtle out there and you saw me play that with Rob Thompson, what were your thoughts?
Oh, it's incredibly intriguing just because of the things that you have to kind of figure out when you're talking about the different, conferences, height, team, division, like all of these things that you're trying to line up. It was just incredibly, from a sports fan guessing game, it kind of like it scratches the itch.
You have to be beyond a fan. You have to be extremely knowledgeable. I would guess and say that you probably need to know who half the NBA rosters have, right? Because if you're trying to guess a player, and let's say that you are from, I don't know, from LA, and you have to figure out the name Lonnie Walker Jr. or Lonnie Walker the Fourth, for example. Do they know who Lonnie Walker is? Do we know who Grant Williams is with the Celtics, who was the answer to one the other day as well? It's a fun game. It's a process of elimination. I'm trying to find it. There's a great article on it from USA Today talking about the game Purtle. But basically, you just type in Purtle word game, and you'll be able to get access to it. But it's a daily game out there, and you can see how many in a row you can do. My daughter, who's over at LSU, did a whole story about the game Wordle and how popular it is on campus, because people wake up every day and they post their results. I was doing that on Twitter last week. I was posting my results. Tanner Carlson, who's our Rock the Mic champ, was also posting his as well. And we're all playing the same word through the New York Times. But Pledge, Wordle, you played it for the first time during the commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't seem that intrigued by that. You seem more intrigued by Purtle than you did Wordle.
Way more intrigued by Purtle than Wordle. I don't know why, but it's incredibly intriguing. Like I may try and finish out the game that you had me start just to see.
Yeah.
And maybe the fact that I got the Purtle thing right. So maybe that was...
You did get it right.
Maybe that was like finishing it and getting the payoff is what kind of gave me the excitement about it. Maybe if I finish what I started with Wordle and actually get whatever word it's trying to give me right now, maybe that's the payoff I need.
It's funny because right now I picture people driving around. I picture people in the drive-thru getting lunch, and half the people are probably nodding their head going, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm addicted to Wordle. And what is this Purtle game that you're talking about? They're probably nodding their head, and there's probably half the people out there going, what the heck are you talking about? I don't know what any of this is.
So it's
so
like
much fun.
Position, team, conference, division, height, and jersey number,
and
right?
and years of service or years in the league.
And wow.
Yeah. So for example, if you're trying to guess DeJounte Murray, that would be like 6'6", jersey number 5, year 5 with the Spurs, point guard. It's interesting the way that you have to do the process of elimination, but you need to know
Southwest Division, Western Conference.
Yeah.
Spurs.
And you break it down, and it's so funny because I tried doing it off the top of my head, and I almost narrowed it down for last night's puzzle. But you know what? Is it cheating what Rob Thompson was doing? He was basically looking up rosters and going, I'm like, dude, that's not how you do it, man. I mean, maybe that works a little bit, but maybe look up the rosters, but not like their heights and their jersey numbers. There's got to be some sort of way of doing it where you're not giving it away.
Well, I mean, don't you do that in Wordle?
No, you just throw out names.
I know people do that in Scrabble.
Yeah.
Like they start looking up, words that contain letters to try and figure out something that they can play.
That is a little bit too much energy, man. I'm not about it. Hey, Pledge, over the weekend, Mrs. and I were at that hotel in Seattle, and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to tell off some kids that were in the room next door.
Oh God, are you going full old man get off my lawn now? Like you're getting off social media, you're yelling at kids.
I put it in my phone. How do I handle these youths? Because no, man, they sound like young adults. They sounded like either teenagers or early 20s. How do you tell them to quiet down? And it's so funny because I didn't do anything. I didn't bang on the wall. I didn't report them down, even though they woke us up from our nap. Okay, I get that. But my wife and I were laughing.
Your nap?
Yes, we had a big lunch and we wanted a nap before going out for the evening. We were going to go out and we were going to go to the casino. It was 3:00 in San Antonio. We had to do our nap. So it was the middle of the afternoon. And, but they were obnoxiously loud, man. They were obnoxiously loud. So I told my wife that I was going to joke with them if they were outside. I was going to walk out going, "Hi, is this where the Loud Talker convention is?" I was going to say something funny like that. But when I opened the door, they weren't there. But I'm more ticked off that I had to put on pants to go outside to find out whether or not they were outside or not. They sounded like they were outside, man. They were in the next room.
Dude, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. Like, come on, Mike. Like, I get it if this was happening at like midnight or 1.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get some, but you're trying to take a nap. That's different. This is mid-afternoon. If I'm on vacation and I'm with a group of friends and we're having fun, like,
well, the thing about it is that there's like 3 or 4 people in there, and the other 3 or 4 people were fine. But it was one person who was obnoxiously loud.
I'm that person.
We're going to put a bow on the show on the other side. Alfred is on the line. We'll get to you on the other side. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
The San Antonio Spurs fell over the weekend 133-129 to the Miami Heat, although they were without 3 leading scorers in DeJounte, Keldon, and Jakob. Pop remains a game away from tying Don Nelson for all-time win marks in the NBA as the Spurs return to action tonight at 7 against the Memphis Grizzlies. San Antonio currently sits 1 game back of New Orleans and Portland for the 10th seed in the West. In college basketball, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns return to action after their 82-81 win over West Virginia this weekend. They face the 10th-ranked Baylor Bears. Tip-off between the Horns and Bears from Austin is set for 8 tonight, a game you can catch on San Antonio Sports Star. The 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders look to bounce back from a loss to TCU from over the weekend as they welcome Kansas State into Lubbock tonight for an 8 o'clock tip. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Rudy J.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Remember how 15 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, I used all those savings to buy that golf club that swings for you. But now everyone who plays golf is really good because, the club swings for you in the future, which is now.
So switch to Progressive and save big because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
On the radio, all I hear is sell us your house, sell us your car, sell us your dog, sell us your wife, and sell us your children. My name's John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. First guy to ever advertise sell us your car on the radio. Everybody copied me, man. I got to come up with a new deal. No, I don't, because we're the best car buyer in the United States of America. GiveMeTheVin.com. And if we don't beat a CarMax offer, send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Howdy, this is Rob Thompson for River City Oral Surgery. If you're missing teeth, I'm talking to you because you know how embarrassing it is when you laugh or smile. But did you know how bad it can be for your health? It can affect the way you use your mouth. You may have trouble speaking or eating or even chewing properly. You can correct all of these issues with dental implants. Implants look natural, they feel natural, and they stay securely in place. Plus, they're built to last a lifetime with proper care. Dr. Mark Havercorn at River City Oral Surgery is an oral surgeon, a medical doctor who specializes in all types of oral surgery, including implants. In fact, in 2021 alone, he placed over 1,200 implants. If he needed a new knee
during like those kind of.
I just listen live.
their practice. What that means is you don't need a referral. Prices are listed on the website at rivercityoms.com and financing is available. Stop feeling embarrassed when you smile. Call River City Oral Surgery today at 210-778-0002 for comfortable, natural-looking implants. And tell them Rob sent you.
Just unplug this one right here.
Bike night kicks off. It's going to be the first bike night of the season, March 2nd, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. This is a free event for the entire family. It is a family fun environment. There's going to be music. There's going to be food, stunt shows, and lots of prizes. Alamo Cycleplex is located at I-10, just down from the De Zavala exit. Alamo Cycleplex, we sell fun. You already know that, though. Check all the new toys out at alamocycleplex.com and come and check out the new showroom. 8,500 square feet of new showroom for the new toys, and they're celebrating 50 years in business. If you're celebrating 50 years, you're doing something right. So the weather's going to be beautiful, forecasted in the 70s for the first bike night. That's March 2nd, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. AlamoCycleplex.com. Alamo Cycleplex, we sell fun.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Let's talk the biggest stories in sports tomorrow morning, 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
All week long, listen to Halftime with me for your chance to see Coheed and Cambria at Whitewater Amphitheater. See Coheed and Cambria, a window of the Waking Mind Tour, Saturday, July 16th, with special guests Dance Gavin Dance. Again, stay tuned to San Antonio Sports Star all week long for your chance to win. You know, I've been asking, are there fans of this band, Coheed and Cambria? And if there are, I want to give you a pair of tickets. And we have Alfred on line one. Alfred, tell me about this band, man. Do you like them?
First things first, great intro, Pledge, on Incubus. Second, Coheed and Cambria is okay, but tell me again who you compared them to.
Someone compared them to.
I want to roast you a little bit.
Okay, so
give you some emo 101.
Okay, they were compared to Iron Maiden, Queen, and Rush.
Jesus, oh my goodness. Okay. I do not compare them to any of them. They are more of a chick band. My wife loves them. I'm a big Dance Gavin Dance fan.
There you go.
But I grew up with Coheed. Is it my preference? No. They're too high pitched voiced for me. I would compare them to AFI. You probably don't know what that is. But wifey loves them. More of a chick band, I would say.
But you're a fan of Dance Gavin Dance?
Oh, huge fan of Dance Gavin Dance. Seen him 3 times. Love him.
And I love Alfred to bag on Michael whenever I can, but he is in all fairness to him, these are what other people describe this band as sounds like to him.
Well, see, Jimenez is the type of guy I feel like he thinks Incubus is too hard.
Wait, say it again. Someone who what?
Jimenez is the type of guy where I think he would think Incubus is too hard.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I feel like Jimenez is the guy.
I love this guy.
Use a porta potty. He wouldn't use a porta potty at a concert. I'll tell you that right.
Very nice, Alfred. You were about to win tickets. No, he got him. I love it. I love when they come at me with that. But here's the thing. Dude, I don't know how to take that, because Incubus is not a bad band. They rock out. Or they're not the hardest band out there. But if you like to know what kind of music I like to listen to that's rock related, big fan of the Foo Fighters. I'm a big fan of Incubus. Stone Temple Pilots is probably my favorite band of all time that's rock genre. I like listening to some Metallica, like old school Def Leppard, old school Van Halen. So I don't know, man. And you know what? I have used a porta potty a time or two. Dude, come on, man. This is San Antonio. I've been to Fiesta. Fiesta's nothing but porta potties out there. Come on, man. But you know what? I like it. I dig the fact that he thinks that way of me, because what that means to me, Alfred, is that you listen to this show and you have an opinion about me. And I'm super excited about it. Alfred, I hope you and your wife enjoy the show. Thank you for listening. And you make fun of me all you want, man. I absolutely I love it, man. But you know what? I do like rock music from time to time. So nothing wrong with that. And we had a lot of people reaching out to us on Facebook and YouTube. One of my favorite comments out there was someone saying, baseball lockout. Woohoo! I agree, man. Baseball right now, if there's not an agreement made today, we might miss at least 1 month of the baseball season. And to be honest with you, I am all about that. I am not a big fan of baseball. I was a big fan growing up, but not anymore. Rocky Garza Jr. says, I'm addicted to the game Purtle. We were talking about that. Me and Pledge are talking about the new game Purtle, which is very much like Wordle, but it's a sports version of it where you have to guess who the player is. You're not guessing how they spell their name. You're guessing by clues as to who they are based on jersey number, based on number of years of service, age, what division they're in, what team they play for. You have to sort all of that out. Again, it's called Purtle, and it's a really cool game. You can just Google it and find it. And man, Pledge, Alfred just completely went after me when getting these tickets. Right now, I can see Pledge on the other line right now talking to Alfred, and Alfred's apparently cracking him up because apparently I have this. I guess people think that I'm kind of lighthearted in a way, that I won't do certain things, that I won't go out there and rock out. Come on, man. I have body surfed before. I was young at some point. Hey, Pledge, are you there? Dude, ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. All I see is Pledger just laughing and laughing and laughing at me right now. But again, hey, the Spurs are back in action tonight. 7:00 tip-off against the Memphis Grizzlies. This wraps up the rodeo road trip. Spurs will have a winning record for the rodeo road trip. 1 game behind New Orleans for that 10th spot. And, dude, I'm trying to reach out to you. And all I see is just laughing and laughing and laughing with Alfred. Did he come at me hard again?
Going at you hard again.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He went hard at you off the air just like he did on the air.
Was it even worse?
Oh, yeah.
Did any of it have to deal with the movies that I reviewed?
Oh no.
Okay, it was just me as a person.
Yeah, just you as a person.
Is it because I bring cheese to the station? Is it because
I'm sure that probably has something to do with it? That wasn't brought up, but
I mean, he says that I would think that Incubus is hard. I mean, come on, Incubus.
I mean, yeah, I can see where you
Like,
get that.
pardon me, Incubus, Drive Incubus. Come on, man.
I mean, they do go pretty hard on some songs.
They're a good band. I mean, come on. I mean, do people think that I listen to like Billy Ocean all day long? I mean, do they think that I listen to the Pointer Sisters? I mean, come on, man. I was just at the Nirvana and Pearl Jam exhibit in Seattle talking about how great it was. And someone's coming at me going, and I'm giving them tickets. I had all the power in the world, Pledge, to say, no, Alfred, you don't get any of this.
Is that too hard for you?
Is that a spaceship?
It's Incubus, baby.
I mean, why would that be too hard, dude? I mean, I don't get it. But I like it. But Pledge,
people have their narrative of what you are.
I know. And you know what? They listen to this show, but this is halftime. Hey, Minix and Ryan Angle will be back at 4:00 for the Blitz. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Every one of them at fault. The guy who got his ass whooped, he's at fault. He said something.